So we feel that what are the basic, I think, foundation of this? One basic thing we believe is that, which is a little different from the Western concept, is that we believe that when you are doing something, it is with the feeling of doing seva, and actually more than seva is seva bhav. And I want to distinguish between the two. Seva is when you do service. But according to us, and we only learned from our scriptures, that seva bhav is when you do giving with compassion and with love. It is what our scriptures have taught us. Gandhiji also spoke about this So we say that when you do something with seva bhav, compare it. The difference between seva and seva bhav is when you do something, when I'm giving something, I'm giving it from a higher level to somebody who's at a lower level. So I have ego in it, that I am doing something, I am better than what the person who I'm giving it to. But seva bhav is with love and compassion. So I say that seva bhav is when a mother is feeding her child. I mean, she is not doing it as a favor. Or she's not saying that I'm doing it at a higher level and you are at a lower level. It is actually, she feels grateful and happy to do that. And therefore, that is the whole philosophy that we are trying to inculcate in our fellows. And you will find that across the board. In our fellowship now, for 2 years, every quarter, you have to spend a month in rural India. Because as Gandhiji said, India lives in the villages. Even now, she lives in the villages. And during this period, we give them no allowance. They are not allowed a phone. So they have to go and live with a family. And they have to live without any money. So they have to earn and work with the family. And I have seen these people coming from good urban backgrounds, going and living there, working alongside with the families. So whatever they do, if it is doing kheti, they will do kheti. I mean, sometimes we also send them to slums. And I remember seeing a girl who was a graduate from a good college in Delhi, and she was posted in one of the slums in Ahmedabad, and literally she was staying along with other people in a room half this size. There were 8-10 people, and sharing toilets and still working there. And that family was, say, instance, making pani puri and selling it on the on the footpath, and she would do that. So then you come in touch with reality. So that is and I'm very happy that these fellows have actually gone to become very important. I mean, either in NGOs, many of them have started NGOs, many of them have gone in government, they've gone into corporates, and there's a huge demand for them.
Beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, I'm just so inspired that there's a demand for this, which means people are really wanting to live and
therefore that's what I feel. We criticize the youth, but believe me, what they do, I would have never done. And I would never, I mean, we have to appreciate it. And most people who meet them say that I wish we'd have known this when we were younger.
So it's a very good way to build character. You really bring an empathy and sympathy and compassion.
And Seva Bhav.
So I love your distinction between service and the humility and the love. Of course, Paresh is a good friend of mine, and we had met Aditya as well, I think.
In Delhi.
And so we have said that in this next 10 years, we are going to give 10,000 of such fellows, which is on this principle.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
We also have another fellowship which is called Karuna Fellowship.
Okay.
Karuna, as you know, is compassion, which is where we get girls. Only girls who are usually, they are not necessarily graduates, postgraduates. Some of them may be, many of them are, say, married also. And but in villages, very often, with all the gender discrimination, many times women are not allowed to work, they are not allowed to go out, and especially in some of the traditional. So we actually ask them to come, we teach them some, like doing data entry and all that, and then they are, we educate them in this basic for a training program, and then they start working, and you see the change that has happened with them. They feel empowered. They feel that you feel that self-worth. Some and you also you have some money to spend on your own and all that. So it makes a big difference.
Beautiful.
I must also say that doing what Gandhiji said, our fellowship, we have about 700 of these fellows working in what are the 112 aspirational districts. Aspirational districts, as you know, are the ones which are the most underdeveloped in the country. I mean, there are places which you cannot imagine exist in India today. So these people go and live there. There are girls who go and live in Naxal areas.
Wow.
Because most of these are the backward, the aspirational districts, and also in tribal India. I'll give you an example. The President of India, she comes from a tribal area in Orissa. I had gone and met her because she's aware of our program in tribal areas. We do tribal education, health. And this is where our young Gandhi fellows work. So she was telling me that she's from Mayurbhanj district in Orissa, that in her village, she's aged 64. She said that I am the oldest surviving person of my village.
Must be.
The health conditions are so bad. At 64, when India's average longevity is about 72, the average longevity in a tribal area is 10 years earlier, shorter than what it is. So you can imagine what are the conditions that we have in our country. So to sensitize these people is the only way. I mean, you can read anything. I can give you 100 lectures. It makes no difference. It is how do you feel. And what Gandhiji said, be the change you want yourself, people change.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you for that, really.
Thank you. It's very inspiring all that you have said.